Hey, so today I'm going to talk about a game I played, but it was a shorter game, so I'm starting with this game because I have two other games that I beat recently that I do actually kind of want to talk about. So I'm going to just talk about this one, I guess. So, whatever. Great start. Anyway, I got a game called Ikai, something like that. I don't fucking know. I'm American. I only know English, and I know very limited amounts of Spanish, German, and Japanese. And when I say limited, I mean limited. So I don't know what the fuck Ikai means, but it's a game. And it has a shrine maiden on the front, and she's scared, and there's a ghost. It's a yokai horror game. For those who don't know what a yokai are Japanese spirits. They're usually like they're really popular because most Asian countries are super superstitious, super superstitious. They're very superstitious. They believe almost everything. I mean, not everything. Like there's that whole feng shui in China that they really believe in, and yokai was really believed in Japan. I mean, there was that whole Kuchisaki Onna thing where there was like kids being escorted home from school because people were actually scared that it was real. It was unless that was a made up story. I don't really fact check things. I just see like five stories that say the same thing, and I'm just like, yeah, I'll go with it. Anyway, Ikai is a game. I believe it's an indie game. I'm not 100% sure on that. But like I said, you're a shrine maiden and a yokai attack. Very slow. Like, here's the thing. I like the game. I did like the game, but it did lack quite a bit. It lacked in quite a few things. There were some puzzles where it was just like, what is the purpose? Like the fact that the door to the shrine or the whatever the fuck it is. Well, shrine maiden is usually at a shrine, but it's like the home where the shrine maiden and the priest stay. So is that a shrine? I don't know. I don't know the technical shit. But there was a fucking door with a weird ass sliding puzzle just to go wash the clothes in the river. And they never explained what time period it was, so I didn't realize it was like old times until they said samurai, and then I was like, oh, it's old. Because I was just like thinking, like, does she not have a cell phone? And then it dawned on me, oh, samurai. Oh, this takes place before electricity. So yeah, there was quite a few elements that kind of just left you in the dark, but overall, I thought it was an okay game. I thought it was pretty good. It wasn't scary by any means. Like once you like saw the monsters, it kind of wore down. Eventually, just kind of became like a, oh hey, look, I'm being chased again. Oh hey, it killed me. All right. You have to like write talismans and shit, and that's a cool element. That's like a cool element, the idea that you're being chased by yokai, and you gotta you gotta actually draw like the symbol of a talisman and put it somewhere or some shit like that. That's actually kind of cool. But it does use a lot more of the yokai than I was expecting. I was expecting like one or two yokai. There was at least like four or five, six maybe. That worm sucked though. The what is it? The nozuchi or some shit like that. I don't remember what it's called. I'm fucking American again, so I'm gonna butcher it. But the banished priest worm fucker. That thing was fucking annoying, and having to hide in bushes from it was tedious. There was a lot of tedium in that game. It was very much like almost amnesia, but Japan. Japanese amnesia. And in a way that's kind of cool, but it had a lot of tedium, like a lot of tedium. And it wasn't very long, and there was supposed to be a plot twist at the end, I guess. Like your character was like gonna be married to a samurai because the family wanted it, but your twin sister or whatever took your place, and then the samurai got drunk and murdered her, and then she haunts you. But then the ending of the game is like saying that something is not. I didn't understand it. Okay, I there was supposed to be like a plot twist. I'm supposed to like like go, oh my god, but I didn't fucking get it because the ending was like her writing her name as she was writing the sister was writing her note to the shrine maiden sister that got away from the marriage, but she wrote her name, but then she crossed it out and then she wrote her sister's name. So I don't understand the ending. Was it implying that Haruka or Haruki or whatever the fuck her name was actually Naoka, because that makes no fucking sense. Who the fuck was I playing as? Was I Haruka? Was I Naoka? Which sister was I? What was the plot twist? What was this supposed to make me do? Because if anything, that made me think nothing, because that would just mean that Naoka actually married the samurai, which made you question what the fucking point was. I don't know. I've been thinking about the plot twist, and I tried to look it up because usually video games have like an ending explained if you don't get it. But the game isn't big enough for someone to explain the ending. So I'm just left with this muddled shit that I don't know what the fuck it is. But in all reality, it was good, right? I didn't think it was bad. It wasn't great, but it was good. It had like, for me personally, it probably would have been worse if I wasn't into the whole yokai thing, because I love yokai. I've been studying yokai related shit for years. I love reading about yokai. And if there's a game about yokai, I want to play it because I want to see that shit. And that's probably the only reason why I consider the game good and not just middle, right? Like, not good or bad, right? Because if I didn't like yokai related stuff, I would just probably say, like, it's a whatever game. But because I like yokai, I'm going to be a bit biased and say it was at least okay. It was good enough. But yeah, it was a game. All right, it was a game, not long, not very scary. Kind of scares kind of wore off. The ooga boogas didn't ooga booga enough, and very tedious. Just back and forth walking, in your character slow as shit even when you're running. A lot of trying to find small items in weird places, but again, overall, good game, good enough. Good enough. So yeah, Ikai, good enough. That's all I can say. Yippee, whatever.